Have you ever wondered if you're truly free? You're not in prison. You can go wherever you like, say whatever you want, do anything you desire. But is that real freedom? Most people think freedom means doing what you want. But if you still get angry when someone offends you, if you can't stop yourself when emotions flare up, if your mood rises and falls based on praise or criticism, then ask yourself, are you truly free? We're not talking about physical freedom here. We're talking about inner freedom, a kind of freedom that not everyone has, even if they have wealth, status, or live in a free society. Because true freedom doesn't come from your circumstances. It comes from your ability to master yourself. Welcome to the calm within, a place to pause in the rush of everyday life and listen to something quiet that just might change the way you live. Part 1. What is freedom according to Epictetus? Epictetus was born a slave. His body was bound. He had no right to choose where he lived, no control over his fate. And yet, he never believed he was unfree. Because to Epictetus, freedom was not the ability to do anything you wanted. It was the ability not to be forced to do anything against reason or your better nature. Freedom means not being ruled by emotion. It's not letting anger speak for you, so you don't have to regret your words later. It's not letting worry pull you out of the present moment. It's not being driven by desire. It's knowing what is enough and refusing to trade your peace for something shallow. Freedom is not reacting unconsciously to circumstances. It is choosing to respond with reason, with awareness. That, to Epictetus, was true freedom, a freedom no chain could ever touch. Part 2. The illusions of freedom that keep us bound. Today, many believe they are free. No one locks them in. They choose their jobs, their clothes, their words, their paths. But deep down, they remain shackled by invisible chains. They are slaves to validation. When their peace depends on others' approval, they are slaves to comparison. When they can't feel worthy unless they're ahead of someone else, they are slaves to impulsive emotions. When a single comment can ruin their entire day, they are slaves to the need to please, constantly trying to make everyone happy, even when they're silently falling apart. Epictetus once said, "Anyone you need in order to feel at peace, you are already a slave to them." It's a powerful reminder. Every time you hand someone else the key to your emotional state, you surrender your freedom. No chains, no prison walls. And yet, you are still imprisoned if you do not master your inner world. Part 3. How do you know if you're truly free? Real freedom is not a label you give yourself. It shows up in the way you live, the way you respond, and the steadiness of your mind in life's quiet, everyday moments. So how do you know if you're truly free? Ask yourself, can I stay calm when I'm rejected? Or do I immediately feel wounded and worthless? Can I do the right thing even when no one is watching? Or do I act well only when there's an audience? Can I remain silent when emotions push me to react? Or do I instantly fight back, defend myself, or argue, driven by anger or pride? If the answer is no to these questions, then maybe you're not as free as you think. You may not be bound from the outside, but you're still tied up within by emotions, expectations, and fears. No one can take your freedom unless you hand them the steering wheel of your life. Part 4. So then, what is true freedom? So, what is real freedom? It's not saying whatever you want. It's not doing whatever you feel like. True freedom is doing what's right, even when no one's watching. and even when no one praises you for it. It's not being led by emotion, not getting angry just because someone insulted you, not falling into sadness because someone turned away. You still feel emotions, but you are no longer a slave to them. True freedom is not letting your circumstances define who you are. Whether rich or poor, praised or criticized, you remain rooted in your inner values. Epictetus once said, "No one can hurt you unless you allow it." That's not just a line of philosophy. It's a declaration of inner power. A reminder that true freedom doesn't come from the world around you. It begins within you. And when you gain control of that, no one and no circumstance can take your freedom away. Part 5. How can you begin living freely the Epictetus way? You don't have to change the whole world. You don't need to move to the mountains, quit your job, or live like a hermit philosopher. You only need to begin from within. Each morning, before the rush of life begins, pause for a few seconds and remind yourself, today I will govern myself, not let emotions or circumstances govern me. Each time you're about to react with anger, frustration, or hasty words, take a breath. Ask yourself, am I being pulled by this emotion, or am I choosing this response? Each night, before bed, write down one thing you mastered today, one moment you didn't lash out, one word you held back to avoid harm, one choice you made from reason, not impulse. You don't need dramatic change. The Stoic path to freedom is built one day at a time, one thought at a time, one action at a time. And over time, freedom stops being a philosophical idea and becomes part of who you are. Steady, awake, and truly free. You can live in a chaotic world and still be free, like someone standing at the mountaintop, untouched by the storms below, because no one can reach your mind unless you let them. Thank you for listening today. If you're searching for a life of peace, clarity, and quiet strength, to walk with us here at The Calm Within, press like and subscribe. So each day, you'll receive a gentle reminder. The deepest freedom always begins within.